It's the 8th race of 2025. An event everybody wants to win. You always like pulling into victory lane at Darlington. Green flag in the air, and we're off at the track. Too tough to tame.
Great initial start by Seabell in the outside lane, and you mentioned that outside is preferred. You see the run he gets kind of sweeping around the top as these guys all try to get settled in.
Sometimes it can take multiple laps to complete a pass. There it is. Allgaier slides up, little crossover move from Taylor Gray.
Yeah, and it looks to me like that 54 is extremely loose. This is an interesting position to be in. Taylor made a great decision there to roll out of the throttle, let Justin go, because if he races Justin into that corner, the car of Christian Eckes behind them, we always talk about Darlington be the 2-for-1. Gives him the benefit in those situations. Everyone knows he's not a super dirty racer. You see Jones now going by for Bell for the lead. Can he complete it though? That's a hard pass.
Oh, did you see the wiggle?
How loose he got right there.
He was there, and just when you're starting to think about sliding up off the corner, it got away from him.
Position is, caution has come out.
Well, we're halfway through the opening stage, and we get our first caution, and that's too bad. It's for Chris Wright, who's coming off a career best last week at Martinsville and was solid earlier today in qualifying, driving that 5.
And this saved a lot of guys.
Josh Williams got
I'm going to say that's a tank slapper. Probably got loose at some point.
It will be Allgaier on the front row with Bell, and once again, driver 19 takes the outside lane.
Actually, looks like a pretty good launch for the 7 car on the inside. Wow, was able to clear Bell getting down into turn 1. And I'm telling you, he was about 4/10 a lap quicker than Bell going through. Look at how fast Justin is on this restart through turns 1 and 2. Bell's still trying to get it gathered up. It looks to me like the 19 is really loose. He referenced that in the race here last year. He started out good, and then as the race would go on, his car would get looser and looser and looser.
Well, remember this strategy played out at Miami, and it was Sammy Smith that got tires, drove through the field, won the stage. Kyle Sieg also played the strategy. He didn't win the stage, but made up a ton of positions, got some stage points. 28 looks pretty good as well. He is 7th. Harrison now up there in the 6th position.
And Harrison Burton ran a second a lap faster.
And now they both get out of the way, because here comes Harrison Burton on those fresher tires. 25 up to 3rd. He's going to go to 2nd here. This is our Toyota onboard camera.
Yeah, and you would think that you see that gap to Justin Allgaier in front of Harrison Burton. You think, well, he'd want a caution to like close that up.
And we'll keep you posted on as the day continues. Harrison Burton now 1.1 seconds behind Justin Allgaier. 8 to go, stage 1.
Yeah, and I can't help but as I look up and I see those cars, seeing Matt Kenseth racing Ricky Rudd right there.
I know
it's so crazy trying to say these other names.
Harrison Burton, who's going to come off of turn 4, see the green and white checkered flag, he wins stage 1 at Darlington. 2nd stage win of the year. If you go back, they played strategy and won a stage at Circuit of the Americas. Allgaier barely hangs on for 2nd. Poole was 3rd, Sieg 4th.
Man, his car was so good at the end of that first stage.
Well, and Allgaier got the lead on a restart from the inside lane when he had that incredible run off the bottom, and a good launch here, as you said, 7 strong in that low lane.
Yeah, and he's able to clear Brandon Jones down into turn 1. Oof, I don't think the field wants to see the 7 car out front right now, based on what we saw at the end of that first stage. We'll see how good does that 9 car hang on, and you know, you think back, he ran 2nd here back in 2020, but this has been just a great track for him.
Really at every level of racing. Won the truck race here last spring, and he's been very competitive in a cup car, and he's now 2nd as he drives around Eckes, Dylan.
That is the difference between like a good driver. Ooh, got contact right there with Chase Elliott and Jeb Burton. Zillage on the bottom. They all going for the same piece of real estate right there. Chase Elliott getting into the wall, and it's really just that Jeb maybe thought he was going to have enough room to move up, and when you exit that corner, I don't know what it is, but the perception, that wall, it doesn't look like it moves in, but it feels like the wall moves in off the exit of the corner, and it just gets really narrow right there.
Austin Hills had a lot going on today. I mean, you think about the way qualifying ended. You have to start this race in the back, deals with some issues mechanically even before we go green. They've been all over the place. He's 17th, and look out, a full handful as he comes down the back straight. It was some strategy that took away the win as Harrison Burton got tires, drove through, and won that first stint of the race. But there's a no-doubter who's best in this 2nd stage. In fact, overall on the day, fast race car, driver 7, reigning champ, last year's winner, Justin Allgaier, gets it in our second stage. Christian Eckes was good. Ross Chastain finishes third. Brandon Jones fourth. How about Allgaier? Race leader takes the inside lane.
Again.
Yes.
Yeah, well, he's gotten the lead every time right there and gets another incredible launch on that inside row. Those Cup guys will be watching that, Adam, because I feel like that outside has been, for sure, last year was kind of the dominant choice. So you see Chastain's able to follow him through. See if he can hang on to him a little bit longer.
Been good, and here's the battle for the race lead. Ross Chastain, great on the restart. Driver 9 inside of the 7 of Allgaier, side by side as they come off a 2. There's not a lot of room here.
No, and Ross was a little, kind of babied it down into 1, didn't want to slide up and get into the outside of the 7. But you see how slow they get when they run side by side. It's brought a guy that they don't want back into the picture, Christopher Bell, trying to help him out. Oh, look at the 21 gets loose underneath Ryan Sieg.
Slides up close to the 39, trying to take advantage. 41, Sam Mayer.
Oh, a disastrous corner for Austin Hill right there, trying to stay off of Sieg, gets loose.
Getting down to it with 36 to go. Got his teammate behind him, Christopher Bell, a part of the equation, and we shouldn't be surprised. Joe, and there goes the 54 of Taylor Gray. Fourth caution of the afternoon. Going to be our second for an incident. He was running 18th. And Harrison Burton goes outside. 30 to go at Darlington.
And Harrison got a pretty good restart right there, better than I expected. As you see, they're going to split him right here. He's just going to be hanging on through turns 1 and 2.
He might get a quick caution, and he might be the one that is it, just because of how fast everyone's going around him in those fresher tires. Brandon Jones taking advantage. He has the race lead. Teammates racing there. The 2 rookies at Junior Motorsports saw a quick glimpse up, and there's the 14 of Garrett Smithley going for a ride. Caution is out.
Yellow's out. Get it rolling. Get it rolling.
Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota's front row. Jones inside, control car. Bell outside, green with 24 to go.
Yeah, and one thing to notice there is they're restarting really low. If you saw the 20 car, he's not even 1 groove off the wall. He was like 2.5, and you see he's going to clear Bell down through turns 1 and 2. Bell's trying to get to the inside to get some clean air, but it's going to slide way out on the exit of 2. He's going to be able to get to the inside of Bell, but this is a really hard pass in the middle of 1 and 2, but he's going to be aggressive. We know. We saw this a little bit ago. You see Chastain going to squeeze Bell up into the wall.
Bell into the wall. That was unbelievable. A lot of smoke on the 19.
From a top view, you see Chastain gets that big run, but it's so hard to complete this pass down into turn 1. He's not clear. You see Bell, oh, man. He's kind of forcing the issue. I didn't care. He was coming up, and look at the run that he's going to get on the top. He's going to be to the outside of Brandon Jones and clear him.
Not even
they
close.
Get down. Yeah, clear
Ross
him.
Chastain, new leader, 20 to go. Drives by the outside of Brandon Jones.
It's like that smoke on Bell's car is cleared up. Yeah, a little bit. That fender's pushed out. Oh.
And there goes Anthony Alfredo into 42. 6th caution of the day. Leland Honeyman driving the Jeff Green throwback. Got a piece of the action as well. So 19 to go. You got a lot of laps on your tires. And there's no doubt those that have a set are going to make their way down here. And I look to see where Harrison Burton is in the running order, and he's fallen to 23rd.
Really big impact, I think, with the right front. Josh Williams. Let's look right here, going down into turn 1. You see Honeyman got into the back of Harrison Burton, who was on those old tires. You know, Harrison was lucky to get through that. Those guys trying to stay away from him, knowing he's off the pace. And yeah, that 70 car of Honeyman hit really hard. Much impact. Oof. Josh Williams has been in a couple of wrecks today. He's in like survival mode right now.
Need to be freed up for this last short run, Dylan, for fresh tires.
Christopher Bell in the middle of the screen said, I am plowing tight after Ross fenced me. I need a big adjustment to get this thing to turn better here. So they're going to change right sides and waiting for a wrench in the back window. Don't see one there. They'll change left sides as well. Ross Chastain said that he was pretty happy there. Felt like he could work the throttle and modulate the pedal to fix any issues that he had. So not going to make any changes on the 9 car.
By the way, 12 laps to go when we get the green flag.
It's going to be
we're getting down to it
right now. Yeah,
the intensity is going to be as high as it's been all day long. Green once again at Darlington. Time to settle it.
Yeah, and you got to stay in line if you're Brandon Jones until you get across the start-finish line by the rules. So you see those guys already getting wild in the back.
Bell got a piece of it. Sanchez in the middle of it. Sanchez might have a tire going down. He is shaking that thing around as Jeb Burton gets away with the lead.
Does he have enough short run speed? Can somebody generate some momentum on the outside? As you see Jones now getting to the inside of Jeb Burton. If he can get clear to maybe get 2 corners with Chase Elliott behind Jeb Burton, that could be a game changer.
Chase Elliott didn't want that to happen. Brandon Jones gets the lead. Elliott trying to come with him inside of Jeb Burton. Allgaier is there as well.
To pit road, don't bring the caution out for me right now. I don't want to have another restart. As we see the contact with Nick Sanchez on the restart. Oh, contact again.
Safely off of turn 2. Hadn't had a top 5 since Charlotte last year. Was able to deliver that at Phoenix. Couple of top 10s. Been the model of consistency in the last month. Back to Joe Gibbs Racing and back to victory lane for Brandon Jones. He gets his 2nd career victory at Darlington.
Hell yeah, boys. I am so proud of this race team. Brandon, great job. Hell of a job, team.